Can't see. Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor 500 Help.
That's right. Taylor 500 Help on Kimberly's Revolution. It is time to get your home ready for the spring and summer season. It's on the way. Call Taylor now for their Plumbing Safety Essentials Plus plan and save $100 on a Bradford White water heater. Get free diagnostic fees, no overtime charges on emergency repairs with an additional 15% discount. Since 1947, Taylor Heating and Plumbing and Bradford White have been the most reliable source for all your plumbing and heating needs. They do air conditioning, heating, plumbing, home energy, comprehensive maintenance plans, and of course, financing for everything that you can't afford right now. So call Taylor 500 Help and make sure you tell them that Kimberly's Revolution sent you. And of course, we always love spring and summer. Precision Lawn and Garden, 195 North Avenue in Webster, open weekdays 8 to 5, Saturday 9 to noon. Precision Lawn and Garden with Kimberly and Justin. They've been providing Rochester and the surrounding areas professional sales and service and parts since 1969. Snow blowers, blowers, chainsaws, lawnmowers, the big daddy of those zero-turn lawnmowers, and also new models, on-sale models, still products, Cub Cadet, Ferris, and Toro. We love our advertisers. Precision Lawn and Garden, North Avenue in Webster. Check them out. Make sure you tell them that Kimberly and the crew from Kimberly's Revolution sent you. And a brand new sponsor of Kimberly's Revolution, Express Sealers. Nothing makes your curb appeal look nicer than a freshly sealed driveway. It looks amazing. Call Express Sealers, not a fly-by-night company. They're not one of those door knocker sealing companies. They protect your investment. They power trim your edges. They treat grease spots. It's thick, professional, hand-applied, commercial-grade seal coat. Express Sealers. And if you're looking for steady work and good pay, Express Sealers are the guys. So 645-2010, that's 645-2010, Express Sealers. They're looking for guys and ladies, they don't discriminate, to work on driveways and do whatever. So call them today, 645-2010. That is Express Sealers.
Live from Arundecoit, New York, here's Kimberly.
Woo-woo! We're dancing. How are you guys? We have an extra face in the studio today. Matt Fritz is here. But first I want to talk to, and welcome to Chad and welcome to Tom.
Hi, Kimberly.
How are you?
I'm out of jail.
I see you're out of jail. I'm mildly annoyed with you. We'll get to that.
Live from Arundecoit jail cell.
Mary Ellen says, hello, we need Chad t-shirts, our new heroes. Marilyn says, looking forward to today's show. We are glad that you guys are here. Kimberly's Revolution. Of course, the name of today's show is the Chad-Man of Alcatraz.
Hummel from Alcatraz.
The Chad-Man from Alcatraz. Hold on, I got that. I got it right here. Ready?
Turn off.
Yeah.
Turn off the
music.
I got to do that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm new at this. Okay.
Jeez. Rookie.
Okay, it's not playing now.
Hummel from Alcatraz, out.
Play it again.
I can't.
Hummel from Alcatraz, out.
Hummel from Alcatraz.
Hummel.
Yeah, the Chad-Man
from Alcatraz.
of Alcatraz. That is the name of today's show. And again, I'm mildly annoyed with you.
Hummel from Arundecoit jail, out.
Hummel from Alcatraz, out.
Ready? I'm not going to get tired of it.
Hummel from Alcatraz, out.
Yeah. Tom Morgan joins us as well.
I am here.
Revere Realty.
Who's that guy over there?
Matt Fritz. Matt Fritz.
Hey, Matt.
From Facebook. He is the Trumpster from Mendon.
From Facebook.
Facebook.
You own Facebook, Matt?
Oh, it's strictly mine. Not gonna mess around or I'll kick you right off.
He is a good old boy from Mendon. People say Mendon. Hello. Yeah. Matt doesn't belong in Mendon, but he's staying anyway just to piss everyone off.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Well, they come over and check out my signs, my small signs in the front yard, but they've tried. I'm 16 feet from the highway, so that's what I did. I measured 16 feet, and I put up my 4 foot by 8 foot Joe Biden sign sniffing little girls, and it went from there.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. I don't. Someone's saying Chad has something circling around in his face. All right. So,
All right.
of course, Kimberly's Revolution brought to you by Rockvox Recording, and Fitz has a movie out. If you didn't see this, Channel 13 Fitz, from where we did all of our podcasts up until like 2 weeks ago, and now we have our own podcast, studio here, only because we wanted to do shows every day. We wanted to have that ability, not because we didn't love his facility, because it's great over there in Bushnell's Basin.
Thank you.
But when he wasn't doing and producing podcasts, Fitz was making a movie called The Bottom Feeders,
Bottom
right?
feeders. Yep.
Bottom Feeders.
It was about our podcast.
Right? What was it? Bottom Feeders. You're trying to get to mediocrity. Is that?
Yeah. One last shot at mediocrity. 2 20-something guys who were trying to hang on to their, college careers
Yeah.
and do as little as possible. And
Yeah.
then the girls that try to make them grow up. And will they? Who knows?
Yeah. So I love it because, how many people that are from Rochester can say they've made a movie, which, by the way, is really going up the charts on several social media platforms.
Yeah,
right?
it's working. Thanks to everybody that's watched it and rated and reviewed it and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So very good. So Bottom Feeders, if you want to check it out, where can they see it?
Yeah, so it's actually playing at Movies 10 in Henrietta this weekend.
I'm sorry, it's in an actual movie theater.
The third week that they've played it every weekend for the past couple of weeks. So
Bottom Feeders.
Friday through Sunday, you could see it 3 times a day. And then, of course, it's on Amazon, Amazon Prime, Google Play, and YouTube, and as well as Tubi TV.
Oh,
So
nice. Someone says, I know someone in the movie.
awesome.
Elaine says, hey, you guys. From
Hey
Goonie.
there.
So Bottom Feeders. So go check it out.
Thank you.
We love it. You know what? Congratulations to you. Because a lot of people, kind of like I've mentioned on this show before, like you guys, Tom and Chad, you have an idea, and how many people you have an idea, Fitz? How many people just say, it sounds, let's make a movie, and then you never make a movie.
Yeah.
But you and your partner,
Yep.
freaking made a movie.
Some people say, I'll go get arrested, and then they don't go get arrested. I went and got arrested.
Yeah. So
What's this target circled around my face? Is that IPD? They're still looking for me?
Does it always have to be about
The
you,
camera,
Chad?
it's the camera autofocus is tracking you. So
Yeah.
yes, so
The guy
maybe
with
it
the-
is IPD.
The guy with the fuck Cuomo shirt shows up, and now I got a target on my face.
Well, we both have something in common, right? Down having the FBI. Hey, you know what? You never know who's going to be watching. I guess.
Exactly.
Did someone say that Pat the producer is also in the in the movie? Our old producer Pat.
Hilarious.
Yeah, very good. All right. So, Kimberly's Revolution, brought to you by and produced by Rockvox Recording. We have a guest in studio today, Matt Fritz, the Chad-Man of Alcatraz. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but I'm mildly annoyed with you.
Go for it.
Uh-oh, go
Okay,
get him.
Listen, I went to
Get 'em.
jail.
You were-
I think I can handle anything
Let
you
'em
got
have
for
it.
me.
You were arrested on Friday. Is that
Saturday.
right? Saturday. Since Saturday. Do you have your own podcast? Are you here?
I do now.
Are you on Kimberly's Revolution as a main, provider of content on this show, this here big show of ours?
I think I am.
Are you?
I
are
might.
you?
It sounds like I might not be for longer.
Yeah,
Fritz
you,
is here.
you missed the pre-show.
Nice.
Oh, Matt was in on the pre-show.
Oh yeah.
Because I looked at Tom and I like, are you freaking kidding me? You have your own podcast. How many shows have you been on talking about your arrest because you weren't wearing a mask at your son's varsity basketball game? How many shows have you been on?
I think just 2.
Yeah.
Other than a couple Facebook lives
You're killing me.
that went on
Smalls.
for about an hour.
You're killing me.
Love the Sandlot reference.
People know. Thank you. People know I get quite bitchy.
Shocker.
Fitz can contend to this because he's known me for a long time in radio. That if you go on someone else's show and talk about whatever, you're not coming on my show because my show is the best show. It has the best ratings. So therefore you should save whatever you've got to tell the world until you come on the show, which the show is Kimberly's Revolution with Revere Realty, to which you're a broker on Revere Realty. I don't mean to be bitchy about it, but I'm just saying you went everywhere else and told your story. What else have you got to add?
My lawyer, Fritz over here,
Yeah.
has something to say.
Well, you mean to tell me you haven't gotten a T-shirt yet? We stand with Chad. We've handed out around 5,000 of them.
Such a bastard. You're such a bastard.
Can we get those T-shirts?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's get them going.
Where did you get that shirt?
This shirt, I had these made a couple of years ago, actually.
You did?
Yes, I
Why
did.
haven't I got one?
These things sell like hotcakes on a church morning. I'm not kidding. They do.
Oh yeah, Matt says
Crazy.
he even knew I was going to be. Yeah, I'm freaking pissed that you went on Matt Clark's show. You made it political before you actually came on your own stinking show to talk about your arrest.
I wanted to set
Were
up.
you on Shannon Joy's show too?
Yes, that was Monday night.
What am I even doing here? Why am I here? Why am I?
I didn't go on the-
am I here?
I didn't go on the Lonsberry show
Well, why not?
because he hates me.
Because he's been blocked. By
Listen.
He blocked me years ago.
I went to bat for you. I lit someone up on social media for daring to say that you were I don't know, they called you a few choice words, but I said, first off, you better back it down because I know a lot of losers and Chad Hummel isn't one of them. And of all the time, after I was fired, you guys were the only ones that reached out to me, not my so-called faker friends that used me for the time that they could get on the radio, but like real friends who cared about me that reached out. So I had to light them up a little bit.
Well,
So
I appreciate that.
I'm
Oh,
still
wait a
annoyed
minute.
with you, but
So,
tell the story.
Wait a minute.
In case, no one's heard about it.
Kimberly,
I know.
am I the favorite one now?
Yeah. Yes.
Sweet.
No, Fitz is the favorite
Oh,
one.
fuck.
You made t-shirts and didn't even tell me. I am not.
Yeah.
You're sticking with these guys. Beat you.
As long as I'm the favorite.
All right. So, we joke around that we're in Facebook jail and we've gotten in trouble and the FBI. So I will say that there are two people in this room that the FBI has come calling on.
And it's not me.
And it ain't me and you, Tom.
No.
And it's not Fitz either from Rockbox.
It could be the two guys smiling so hard if they had lipstick, it'd be on the rear lobes. Maybe that's it.
These two. These two.
I'm still getting used to this big black thing in my face.
So
I don't like the shape of it. No wonder you took the cover off yours.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not gonna lie. I'm like,
I took my raincoat off.
he wants to look like a real podcaster. He wants to
I
look
told
down.
Tom the last time
So
I
he
had
wants to look
something
like
that big and black in
he-
front of me was in prison,
Oh
but
my God.
that was just a one-liner that probably it's been going since.
Oh.
You missed out on that though because you're on somebody else's show.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So, so what do we do? Are we having technical problems, Fitz? No. All right. So, okay, well, that's good. Again, we are a work in progress in brand new studios, which are beautiful, by the way. So there are two guys in the studio who have both been visited by the FBI, both you, Matt, and Matt Fritz, of course, you can find on Facebook. How many times have you been in Facebook jail?
On my main account that I've had since I think 2008 or 2009, I've been in 30 days over almost 20 times now, 18 times for 30 days.
So the thing is, and the reason you're on today is one, you're a part of the We the People podcast network. Once we get it up and going with everyone and our website made.
Right. And that being said, thanks so much, by the way, for reaching out to me. I appreciate it. You guys done a
Absolutely.
great job here and it's been awesome.
The
so
Back
far.
the Blue rally, we're going to talk about. He's got a Back the Blue rally coming up on the 16th, which is May 16th, which is 2 Sundays from now. So we're going to talk to Matt about that. But if you haven't heard Chad on a million other shows in the metro area or nationwide, I don't know, maybe he's been on the Levin show, or maybe he's been on, I don't know how many other shows, maybe he's been on Fox. I don't
Still
know.
waiting for Tucker Carlson to call me.
I just, so
I was going to try to sneak on there real quick
Hey,
this morning.
Mike Carpinelli got a hold of you.
Yeah, Sheriff Carpinelli called me.
Yeah.
tell the story about being arrested at your son's varsity baseball game.
We've already heard it like 7 times. by now.
Because you weren't wearing a mask. Hi,
Yeah.
Donna, we love you. And
I don't really want to talk about it
Chad
anymore.
for governor. I'm going to kill you.
Okay, so where do I begin?
All right, that's
Where
enough.
do you- I'm
Thanks,
ready.
Chad.
That's it.
Where do I begin? So it all started last week, a week ago yesterday, when we had a general Zoom meeting with the coach of Tyler's baseball team. And it was kind of an introductory meeting. But of course, everything nowadays has to start with COVID protocol.
Sure.
So the first thing that gets laid out is all spectators are going to be required to wear a mask at all times. And I shut the meeting down right then and there. I raised my hand on the Zoom meeting
Of course you did.
and I said,
why wouldn't you?
wait a second. All spectators are going to be required to wear a mask outdoors. I said, no, I don't think that's what the rules are. In fact, there's a sign on the athletic facilities, on the stadium facilities, that says that you wear a mask only when you're going to be in close contact and you cannot maintain social distancing.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I bring up the sign on the
Pretty
stadium.
easy to do when you're outside.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all common sense stuff. Right. So I bring up the sign on the stadium and the coach is like, I'm not going to deal with this. I'll talk to the athletic director. So by Wednesday of last week, the athletic director sends out a 2-page letter to about 350 parents in the district whose children were enrolled in spring athletics, saying that you must wear a mask at all times on campus, blah, 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 blah. So on Thursday, I wrote them a 4-page letter.
Shocker.
It's about time, instead of me getting a letter, that somebody else gets a letter, right?
Brevity.
Yeah.
They only read the first page.
Exactly.
Chad just got a letter.
So I read a 4-page letter. Basically,
4-page letter. What could you have possibly said in 4 pages that you couldn't have said in a freaking paragraph?
I wrote F on the first page, U on the second page,
Perfect.
C on the third page.
Same
and
thing
K.
I would have wrote if I had kids in school, which I probably do. I just don't know them. So,
And I wrote K off on the 4th page. So Friday afternoon, I got a responsive letter from the district saying that, directly to me personally, saying that if you come on school property tomorrow and don't follow the COVID regulations, you will be physically removed. So I went on campus and I followed the COVID regulations. I stayed 150 feet away from everybody without a mask on.
Okay.
And then I was approached by campus security. Myself and my wife were both approached by campus security.
Was the beautiful
Maggie yes.
wearing a mask, or was she maskless?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. She showed her whole beautiful face to Mr. Carroll, the head of campus security, as he identified himself. And Mr. Carroll said, he came up, he had his little plastic Ziploc baggie in his hand with his masks in it. And he asked us.
Oh, he was going to give you one.
Oh, yes. He was so polite.
Generous.
He was so polite.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And he offered us a mask. And of course we said no. And he knew who we were. We were, he was targeting us. And
were you quoting Thomas Paine in the 4-page letter? Jason Madigan. You're brilliant, man.
That was Jason's question.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
genius.
that's my best buddy, Jason. Of course, that was his question.
There you go, Jay. One for you.
I love it. Good work. So yes, I did quote Thomas Paine. An intolerable government, of course, is what we do have. So we had a back and forth exchange. We basically I told him, what rule am I breaking? Tell me what rule I'm breaking and I'll consider leaving. Because at this point he said, if you're not going to put masks on, you're going to be asked to leave. And I said, you tell me what law I'm breaking here,
right.
and I'll consider evaluating it and I'll consider leaving. And he kept saying, are you going to leave? And I said, tell me what rule I'm breaking. Are you going to leave?
Oh my God.
Tell me what rule I'm breaking.
But he wasn't going to tell you what rule you were breaking.
That went back and forth about 5 or 6 times when all of a sudden he spits out, well, the CDC guidelines, blah, blah, blah. I said, the CDC guidelines? I said, the CDC guidelines, as your president Joe Biden just announced yesterday, are that you don't have to wear a mask outdoors.
You don't have to wear a mask outside.
Did he have a mask on this whole time?
Of course he did, but he was, of course, standing within 6 feet of me, breaking that actual rule.
I just would have been laughing at him with his mask on.
Well, I was doing that too. So finally he pulls his cell phone out of his pocket and he calls the police. And to prove that I was the target.
He really calls police.
Yeah, he called the police. To prove that I was the target and to prove that I wasn't breaking any laws, the first thing he said to the 911 operator was, I have a gentleman here who refuses to put a mask on. Not that I have a couple.
Chastise him for calling 911 for a stupid ass reason, like someone wasn't. You're tying up the 911 emergency line because someone's not wearing a mask. Think about that for a second, people. The 911 operators are taking these phone calls, not real life emergency. Someone's dying or, someone, got shot somewhere on, Avenue E or whatever. But no, Chad Hummel's not wearing a mask. Quick, get the Irondequoit police stat.
That's absolutely unbelievable. It really is.
And they showed up. They showed up 15 minutes later. So the police show up
They
15
took
minutes
their
later.
time, didn't they?
Yeah.
The mask.
Faster than Domino's Pizza.
They took their time.
They marched over. The two police officers marched over along with Mr. Carroll and some other individual that had joined him at that point.
And who is Mr. Carroll again?
He's the director of
Okay.
campus security at East Irondequoit Central School District.
Okay.
I think it's Jim Carroll is his name.
It's hilarious to hear you say that because my principal in elementary school was Mr. Carroll. I
Really?
mean, he was badass. Not
Maybe-
gonna lie.
Maybe it was him. So Mr. Carroll and the two police officers and another individual, they approach us. One particular police officer takes the lead and he kind of walks up in front of the rest of them. And he walks up to my wife and I and directed just at me. Again,
Yeah.
my wife has refused to leave at this point, and she's also maskless. But he comes straight up to me and says, listen, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Are you leaving or am I cuffing you?
Oh,
And I said, what?
officer, don't you have better things to do? Did you say that?
I said, what would you be cuffing me for? What law did they report to you that I broke? And he said, blah, 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 school policy.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything because now I really got him. He admitted that he was there to enforce school policy. Law enforcement doesn't enforce school policy.
No.
School.
Law enforcement makes arrests when crimes are committed,
Right. On school grounds.
period.
Right.
So after I said that to him, he said, turn around. So I turned around and he cuffed me.
Were they like fuzzy?
Yeah.
Were
Right.
they-
You mean the cuffs?
Were they? Yeah, like you
No,
get
they were steel.
like you get a Show World or whatever adult entertainment
What
store.
show world?
By the way, I have things falling off my camera.
I just
over
seen
here.
that go
I
flying
don't know
by
if
here.
that,
I'm like,
I don't know if that matters or not.
It's paid for. Break it. Yeah.
So he cuffed me, and at that point, my wife walked away, and nobody chased her. They didn't arrest her. Like I said, she had refused to leave too. She was maskless, but she wasn't the target because she's not the political dissident in the town like I am.
So everyone at
Shocker.
the varsity, baseball game on Saturday afternoon at Irondequoit was watching you get cuffed and be escorted off school grounds by the police. Did they put you in the police car?
They did.
Did they let you do the lights?
Did he grab you by the back of the head?
And
shove
push you
in?
and
No,
shove
you know
you
what?
in like they do?
It's ironic, of course, because on this very show, I've broken down many times the conduct of police officers in their defense.
Of course.
right?
Of course.
So the first thing
It's not really the police officers. They have to abide by the call that they got from the school.
I'll get to that in a minute.
yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna. I'd like to chime in on that as well.
I'll get to that in a minute. So what I said to him as he
because
was,
my daughter, who is a police officer, says, "Hey, Mom, do you think we want to arrest people or cuff people or take people away that aren't wearing masks? We don't." But
they don't have to.
Right
But they
there on
don't
the
have to.
spot, it's what law they're supposed to say. What law they're breaking?
Exactly.
Not breaking a law.
Yeah. I had this conversation. I don't know if you can call me talking and the officer ignoring me a conversation, but I had this conversation with him on the way back to the police station, which, by the way, I told him as we were pulling away, I said, can we take the long way back to the police station? And he said, why? And I said, because I'm making $10,000 for every minute that I'm in these handcuffs. And he laughed. He had a sense of humor. So, but I said to him, I said, what you guys should have done was this. When you arrived on scene, you should have gone up and
You're telling the police officer how he should have
Yes.
reacted to the situation.
correct,
Okay.
100%.
Of course you did.
Shocker.
100%. Because like I said, I've defended them in watching their conduct on this show.
Sure.
So I'm going to explain to them, what their conduct should be, whether I think it's right or wrong.
All right.
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 And what the
And
officer.
first off, we can all say that not wearing a mask outside
It's
it
stupid.
is.
No, the other way around.
I mean, honestly, I mean, this is America. Why are we wearing masks outside? Are we all brain dead? Do we not get
Yes.
that you can't catch COVID? I mean, it's
Yes.
your fresh
brain dead.
air. Ridiculous. Go ahead.
So look, police officers go to the academy and they're trained on the law and they're trained on the Constitution. In fact, lawyers come in and train them.
Yeah.
And they go to professional development just like lawyers do.
Absolutely.
And they get updated by lawyers on the constitutionality of the law. They get updated by firearms instructors periodically, etc. So if they were being instructed by a lawyer in a situation like this, what the lawyer should be telling them and would be telling them is when you arrive on a scene and you did not witness the crime yourself, you have to obtain probable cause from somebody who's willing to sign a statement as to what the criminal conduct was in order to make the arrest, because you're making the arrest based on hearsay, unless somebody can swear to you what the criminal conduct was that was observed. So when those officers went and spoke to Mr. Carroll, they would have said to Mr. Carroll, what criminal conduct did Mr. Hummel commit?
Yes.
And his response would have been the same thing he told the 911 operator. I have a gentleman here not wearing a mask. And at that point, the officer's job is to laugh
Yes.
and walk away with his Fuck Cuomo t-shirt on.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what should have happened.
Yes. That's
Now,
true.
that's not what happened. So when the charges get dismissed, there's going to be a civil rights lawsuit.
All
I hate to say.
And
blah,
rightfully
blah,
so.
blah. Chad got arrested, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk
And now
about
the
something
news. And now the
interesting.
news.
And now the news.
What does
So-
the Fuck Cuomo guy have to say about all this?
Well,
Yeah.
no, the funny thing is you're a lot like me, and I mean we kind of figured that out when the FBI came to both of our houses. But the whole time that
Bragger.
you're looking into this, like they're telling you, no, you can't do that. The more I'm going to do it,
Exactly.
especially when I know I'm in the right.
That's right.
That's how I come at you. It's just that simple.
I mean, this is America. We should be able to, not mask up outside if we don't want to, right? If you want to go through life with a mask on or 2 masks, you want a triple mask, you want to wear that, fire, hazard thing over your face, the whole big plastic thing, whatever, you do it, whatever floats your boat. Don't impose your stupid regulations on us.
It's unbelievable
Right?
the amount of people you see doing it though. Driving alone down the road in their
Yeah.
car, jogging outside in the high wind warnings, and they're jogging into the wind wearing a mask.
I mean, it's the most ridiculous
It's
thing.
unbelievable. It really is.
I mean, you're not going to get COVID outside, right? You're just not.
No, you only get it in podcast studios
Yeah.
after you get fake
Not unless you
vaccinated.
stick your
Right.
face into a pile of COVID.
I
Yeah,
finally
that
found the,
happened.
I was supposed to bring the syringe that time. This is
Oh.
a real one, by the way.
Yeah, let me
It's a
give Tom
real-
the vaccine now that I.
because they want to vaccinate. The vaccination goal for now is for 70% of the population to have at least one shot by July 4th, right?
I'm,
So
I'm,
come here, guys. I'll
So
I'm
that means-
confused
I'll
because
poke
I've
you.
seen that sitting next to me, that syringe, and
Yeah.
I thought that wasn't going to be brought out till after the cameras went
Oh,
out.
don't you know that that's a requirement to come in the
Real crimes are being committed here.
the real
Possession of a hypodermic needle.
the
Right.
We the People Podcast
Right.
Network studios? You have to be.
So that means
This is your rabies shot.
that means of the 4 of us, one of us has to get vaccinated. It's most likely going to be me, right?
Of course
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
Right.
Of course it's gonna be.
Bend over.
So what? Okay. So listen, they violated your rights as an American citizen. You weren't wearing a mask outside. They came and arrested you. They took you down to the station.
Cuffed me and stuffed
They
me.
gave you an appearance ticket.
That sounds hot.
Wait.
Not gonna lie.
Here, hold on.
Is that
Hold
a
on.
Newport?
Hummel from Alcatraz out.
There you go. I like that.
Hummel from Alcatraz out.
The Chad-Man of Alcatraz. So what now? So you're gonna have a. It's
go to court.
You're gonna take him to court. Are you?
Stop asking them questions.
I go to court on May 12th. So I have been putting it out there. So to
You
clarify,
don't really have to go to court, though, do you?
you want me to get a warrant for my arrest and end up like, never mind.
Nope.
Oh,
Whoa.
Don't
Yeah.
say it.
What?
Don't say it.
Don't say what?
You know.
Does it start with a W? What?
I don't know.
So anyway,
W.
yeah, so that's and that's all I have to say. No, so what were you asking me? Yes, I got to go to court. I got to go to
Okay,
court. I
you
was
have to
charged with a
go.
crime.
You can't just say,
I'm charged with a B misdemeanor. I could go to jail for up to 90 days.
come on. They don't put teenagers that carjack someone
Yeah,
and
tell me about
murder
it.
them.
did you actually end up
They
in the
let them
Crowbar
out.
Hotel, or was it just because someone's
Uh,
asking how the food was?
Well, I was brought to the station, through the back door.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't on the front side of the building where the public could see. We were, I had to drive around back, go through the gate, and then I was walked into the booking center where they have the fingerprinting and the mug shot, and I got my fingerprints and my mug shot, and then I was given an appearance ticket and released. And the best is when I left, then instead of taking me out through where I came in through the back entrance,
Yeah.
and I'm very familiar with the setup because I've gone to court. I've gone and seen my clients down in this holding area where they brought me. So
Now here you are.
yeah, when I left,
How do you feel about that?
they actually brought me through the actual police offices where the other officers that were on duty but hanging back out at the station were, and there was 5 officers that I walked past.
What
It was
were they,
almost
what they charge you with?
criminal trespass in the 3rd degree.
Criminal, but that's not criminal trespass is not not wearing a mask.
Correct.
I mean,
They
that's
have to
not
break
even,
the law to
it's
have
not,
that
It's not the right charge.
Right.
No,
Right?
it is. It is the right.
Is it the right charge?
Theoretically, it's the right charge, but I'm not guilty of.
And
the
so,
charge.
what is the situation? You know, that I heard about this on another show.
What show?
Mildly freaking irritated about that.
mildly.
We're all part of the
Okay.
same We the People podcast network. They just got out ahead of it.
Chad, did they
You didn't
take
call me on Sunday and say, "Hey, let's do a show."
Because our show wasn't until Wednesday.
Did you think I was going to keep my mouth shut for 5 days?
Yes.
kids?
Yes. Yes. I was
Tom,
like, you keep
please.
your mouth shut
She doesn't know me by
for
now.
4 days. Would it kill you to keep your mouth shut for 4 days? Anyway,
I'm the
nonetheless,
favorite now,
what-
Chad. I don't care.
what is the situation with the security firm that blah blah blah? I mean, and they're right next door, right?
Oh,
Are they
boy.
watching? Are they monitoring us right
Yeah,
now?
they're watching right now. So
As
here,
we speak?
so real quick, let me quickly address the criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, so people understand what I'm up against. here.
Okay.
I'm charged with criminal trespass because obviously it's not a law that you have to wear a mask. But the theory behind the arrest is the school district asked me to leave. It's their property.
Okay.
And therefore, since I refuse to leave, I'm criminally trespassing. The problem, though, is that under the criminal trespass law, you're only criminal trespassing if it's a lawful order that you're given to leave. And in order for it to be a lawful order, I have to be breaking the law. So I wasn't breaking the law. So at worst, what they should have done is asked me to leave, begged me to leave, and then if I didn't leave, then they should have sent me a letter. The Board of Education,
Another letter.
the
Tom.
Board of Education should have sent me a letter
letter.
telling me
Chad just
that they
got
didn't
a
want me on
letter.
campus without a mask. It's a civil matter. It's not a
Oh.
criminal matter. So now let's talk about our neighbors next door.
Brittany
Oh.
says, "Hey Kimberly, when you start your daily show, I'm sure Chad won't make the mistake again. Listen, if he makes a freaking mistake again, I'm gonna wring his neck."
Hmm.
Am I fired?
Tony says, and I don't know if Tony's criminal trespass does not apply here.
Well, he's 100% correct. And I
Okay.
just explained it.
School is a public place and taxpayer funded.
That's correct.
That's from Linda Syracuse. So we think so. Okay, so the situation with the security firm.
Oh, it gets even better now. It gets even better. So here's the deal. The third party security company, Matt Clark says, Kimberly, this isn't radio. We move fast. I love it.
I
Thank
bet.
you, Matt. Thank you.
I read that, but I didn't
I'm
say
sure.
anything.
I think you've been deleted. Sorry, Matt.
You made the middle finger, Matt Clark. You.
Oh gosh. So anyway,
Like,
so
I got a present for Matt. He'll be vaccinated with the rest of them.
the third party security company that the school district has a contract with.
Right.
Pretty soon, this is going to start sounding like a gentleman by the name of Carm Gamina and the
Oh.
Webster Police Department. So
What a
this,
little Peyton place that Webster School District
Yeah.
is, but nonetheless.
the
go ahead.
security company that the school district hires to do all of its campus security, right, to arrest parents who are not wearing masks. The name of that company is called Swoop One Security, SWOOP numeric 1 Security.
And that's who the school contracts with for
Is,
security. Okay,
is,
it makes
is
sense.
the president Snoop Dogg?
Yes,
It's
Snoop.
Swoop.
Oh, it's Swoop. It's not
Swoop.
Snoop Dogg.
Kimberly, I've
There it
already
is.
heard this story. It gets good. Chad and I have been talking. You should see my phone bill from him and I talking.
I love it.
You want me to finish the story for
You know
you?
what? You're out.
So
You're
there's a
out.
Swoop One Security.
That's even better.
Oh, this is great.
Let's
The last one to know. I'm left out as always.
Let's let Matt.
I'll be
finish
sure
the
you get a
story.
T-shirt though.
All right, Matt, finish Chad's story for him.
Oh gosh. So Swoop One Security is owned by guess who? Chief Alan Laird.
Of the Irondequoit Police
The
Department.
chief of police of Irondequoit co-owns Swoop One Security. And Swoop One Security is who theoretically, because at the direction of the security director, Swoop One Security is who is essentially responsible for bringing the Irondequoit Police Department to arrest me. Okay. So tell me how those police officers and those security guards can be objective when
They're not.
they both have the same boss under two umbrellas. One has Chief Laird as a boss, as police boss,
Right.
and the other ones have him as a boss in their private security company. So, and it gets better.
Chad, can I interrupt really quick? You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
co-owned,
Yes.
just so there's another owner.
Yes. I believe he's also a former police officer
He is.
with the department.
He is. I've been your detective lawyer over here. I was
Yeah.
on it, buddy.
I think it's Rosenbaum.
On it like blue bonnet. Call me butter. I'm on a roll. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I heard today. I did hear that today.
Yeah, Rosenbaum. I think
Yep.
his name
It's
is
one
Steve.
huge giant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So the gentleman, Jim Carroll, again, Jim, I don't know, Mr. Carroll, right? He's the cousin of Mary Grow, the superintendent.
Oh God.
So the superintendent, who obviously has it in for me because she's the one that I've been fighting with about masking and critical race theory and all the other bullshit that goes on in our schools. She's the one I've been fighting with for the past 12 to 15 months. It's her cousin who normally wouldn't be on patrol. He's the director of security. Swoop one, security guards are
Right.
the ones who just walk around and make sure that people aren't spitting on a sidewalk and making sure they're not chewing gum and walking at the same time and things like that.
Sure.
All these important things that need to be done, while your kids are playing athletics. So, but the director of security, Mary Grove's cousin, is who approaches us and then calls the police department.
Yeah, usually it's teachers, volunteer teachers
Yeah,
that come
exactly.
to the games with their security jackets on.
Exactly. And that's how it's been all year. We've watched the events and whatnot. That's how it's always been. So, and then just as a little bit of a tidbit aside, when I pull in the parking lot here at the office on Monday morning, the light bulb goes off in my head. We've been in this building for about 5 years, and I've always known that we have a security company that works out of the building next door.
Right. You just
But of
didn't-
course, I never had any reason to put two and two
You
together.
didn't pay attention.
So Monday morning, I pull into the parking lot and I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, literally staring at the building next door. And all of a sudden, I literally almost spit my coffee out. I'm like, holy shit. So I Google Swoop One Security.
And there it is.
516 Titus Avenue. I see my building on the Google image.
You didn't see a pair
Next
of
to-
binoculars? sticking
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they were in there. Yeah.
But when you boil it all down,
It gets better, though.
you were arrested for not wearing a mask
Oh, yeah.
outside
No question.
at a high school baseball
Yeah,
game.
because mask on, no police. Mask off, police. So you can bootstrap it under criminal trespass law all you want. But at the end of the day, I was arrested because I refused to put a mask on.
Another great T-shirt. Mask on, mask off.
There you
Hold
go.
on.
Yeah, write
Perfect.
it down. Write it down. So hold on, it gets better. Now everyone else in town has already heard this, but it gets better.
So did anything
I'm just
else
channeling my
happen-
inner Matt Fritz.
Did
at this
anything
point.
else happen this week in Rochester besides Chad? Is that the only thing that happened?
It's the only thing.
Oh, it's going to get really good in the future, though, too.
It's the only thing that happened.
So it gets better. So what's today? Wednesday? It's been
Yes.
like I said,
Wednesday.
I've been on so
Hump
many
day.
shows I can't keep track.
Cinco de Mayo.
So yesterday, or was it Monday? I don't even know.
Doesn't matter. Go on with the story.
I think it was yesterday.
It's just-
You are on
Christ.
Kimberly's Revolution.
You know what? I don't have time for a 4 freaking page
I know, I gotta get going soon. I got another
brevity.
I got another show to get on. So Tuesday,
Killing me.
Tuesday, I believe. So my wife calls me. No, I think it was Monday when I was on the Shannon Joy show. Literally, I'm recording, and
Another shot.
my wife calls me. Hey, she did it. She got me going, right? She my wife calls me and says some guy just parked a big black truck behind my minivan in the driveway. My wife was getting ready to back out of the driveway to go drop my son off at his baseball game that I'm not allowed to go to anymore. And a big black truck pulls in behind her. And at first she thought it was my truck. I have a big black truck,
You do.
like that big black
Big
microphone.
Just keep
So-
talking. I'm getting excited.
What excites you more, a big black microphone or a big black truck?
Oh, Kevin says
No,
he's on
no
Hannity later.
comment.
Oh, Kevin, no one asked you to get
me on,
involved.
Kevin. Get me on. So
Hannity.
so
Jesus.
a gentleman gets out of the truck,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
walks by the minivan that my wife is parked in, goes up to the garage, perhaps walked into the garage, we're not sure, goes up to the garage where my son was getting all his baseball equipment together, stops, turns around, circles back to our walkway that leads to our front door
At your house.
at my house. He's physically on my personal property now.
Okay.
Trespassing.
And you don't know him.
He's trespassing.
Did he have a
don't know
mask on?
He probably had 3 masks on. And he goes up to my front door and he tapes a letter to the front door. It was a no trespass order, meaning you can't come back to the school property anymore.
Oh, man.
So
Oh,
so the irony, right? The irony that in order to serve me a no trespass order, having already charged me with criminal trespassing when I wasn't, they trespass on my property in order to do that. Okay. I live on a private drive. I explained this on my Facebook Live the other night.
Sure.
We have a big sign at the top of the hill that leads down to our private residence. And it says, no trespassing. So this individual drove by a no trespassing sign, drove up my long driveway, parked behind my wife, blocked her in for about 3 or 4 minutes while he trespassed on my property and taped a notice to my door. It gets better. Guess whose company that this individual works for? Swoop One Security.
Unbelievable.
So I call
the next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Have you paid them a visit, welcome wagon, see if they need any sugar, anything?
So I call
We exchange beer in this neighborhood.
Oh,
the
okay.
Irondequoit Police Department, right? I call Officer Friendly at the Irondequoit Police Department
You
now.
do not.
And I say, somebody trespassed on my property. And now at this point, I don't know who it was yet. I've learned later through rock solid investigative sources,
Yes.
literally.
It's Matt Fritz. Is he your source?
Uh-oh.
I find out through sources who the individual was and who he worked for. But at the time I didn't. A sergeant, Sergeant Murphy from the Irondequoit Police Department comes to our house about an hour and a half later. Now, remember, within 20 minutes of the phone call on Saturday that Irondequoit security made, I was already in the back of a police car in handcuffs. Within 20 minutes, I was in handcuffs. When I didn't trespass, it took an hour and a half for the Irondequoit police to show up at my house where somebody had actually trespassed on my personal residence.
Well, they know you
not a
did.
public
Yeah.
location.
Yeah.
So an hour and a half later, the sergeant shows up. He takes a report, okay? Gives us his business card, says he'll look into it,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Here's my phone number, follow up.
Lawyer up, Chad, someone says.
I've made 3 phone calls
He's a
to
lawyer.
Sergeant Murphy. 3 phone calls. He hasn't returned a single one. Why? Because is
Why?
Chief Alan Laird going to have his own employee of Swoop One Security arrested for trespassing on Mr. Hummel's property?
No.
I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it.
No.
This is starting to sound just like our government.
So let's wrap this
Yeah.
up by
Drain
saying,
the
listen,
swamp.
you know, I love you. You know, I support you. And
When's the butt coming?
I'm the favorite, right? I'm the favorite.
Yes, Tom. You know, I love you, but are you willing?
Go ahead. I can handle
Are
it.
you willing to die on that hill? I have a friend of mine that once told me,
Oh, I'm
hey,
going to live on this hill.
hey, Kimberly,
It's going to be named Irondequoit.
in radio, when I wanted to be an asshole, which was a lot of the time, you know, I had a friend who would tell me, listen, do you want to stay where you are, what you're doing, or you want to die on that hill? I mean, it's a lot of energy, right? It's a lot of effort to do what you're doing. Is it worth it as an American citizen?
Well, since
I'm
you
just
put it that
asking.
way.
I'm asking.
No, that's a great question. And this might sound corny, but as Chad Hummel individually, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It really isn't, because it's been stressful. It's been hard. It is a lot of time and energy. It takes away from my family. It affects my family. It hurts my family. But in that moment where I could have walked away, when he said, are you leaving or am I cuffing you? About 15 months of having dealt with this and having listened to people complain about their rights being taken away, and me having been out on the front lines of all this, in that moment, I had to make the decision that, as Matt Clark said on his show, when I was on there right before this show, he said, you took one for the team, Chad, and we appreciate it. And I
Absolutely.
have gotten hundreds of private Facebook messages, voicemails. People are getting my cell phone, leaving me voicemail messages saying that we appreciate what you're doing. Now, I'll be honest with you. Instead of getting the I appreciate what you're doing messages, I would rather see people act the same way I did and take the mask off. Because if you appreciate what I did, know that things aren't really going to change until you do the same thing that I did.
That's why I jumped right on it, Chad. I
Yes.
did. I said, this kid just took one for the team, basically for the United States of America / New York, Democrat run states. And I am in the process of making a stand like you wouldn't believe. I mean, really am. Hundreds, if not thousands of people. It's in the works, because what you did is, and I thank you for doing it. I really do, because it's what I would have done. And I think I Stand with Chad is starting to become quite the hashtag out there, besides all your shows you're on. So,
well,
yeah.
we are proud of you that,
Yeah, absolutely.
and Joy says, hey, thank you, Chad. More people really have to step up. I mean, in order to be America, home of the free, right? We should be able to not wear a mask. I was called a name in Wegmans on Saturday. I went to, I know. I was at Wegmans.
Oh,
shocker.
They called me a name
Did you get handcuffed?
because I wasn't wearing a mask.
What'd they call you?
The guy
Can you-
called me an
you say
effing
it?
moron. He called me a fucking moron.
You should have jabbed him with that
He goes-
hypodermic
he goes,
needle.
oh, look at her. She's an effing moron without a mask. Let's not go down this aisle. And I'm like,
You're kidding.
you know what? I didn't call the guy a name. I didn't say anything to the guy, but nonetheless, hey, I want to Kimberly's Revolution, produced by Rockvox Recording, which is in Bushnell's Basin. We love it. And get a chance, check out Bottom Feeders. We also want to say thank you to our sponsors, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture and Precision Lawn and Garden, where they do great work out there in Webster, and Express Sealers, where they need help. So if you need a great job with great pay, reliable job, you need to give Express Sealers a call, 645-2010. That's 645-2010, Express Sealers. And then, of course, Taylor, call 500-HELP. We appreciate all of our sponsors. But Matt Fritz, who is on with us today because he is part of the We the People podcast network, has, and he does his own Facebook thing, but we're all going to be joining forces.
Hold on real quick. This is important. Mimi says that prison in Aruba is all inclusive.
It is very, very fun. Yeah.
Thank you, Mimi.
So what are you doing? We love Mimi. What are we doing on the 16th? And Matt, by the way, what is your car wrapped in? You have a pickup truck, just like Chad's got a big old pickup truck.
Yes. Well, not so much like Chad's. People make fun of my little Honda Ridgeline. But anyways, yes, it's wrapped in back to blue, front to back, top to bottom. Just had the blue lights installed underneath because I support our law enforcement. That being said,
They've got a tough job.
that being said, apparently we got a little conflict of interest with the law enforcement here in Irondequoit because they're supposed to be here for us. And don't get me wrong. We've all been annoyed at one time or another for being pulled over for 1 mile an hour over the speed limit or my license plate light being out. That upsets you. So as far as cops, there's good ones and bad ones.
Sure.
So but when it really comes in a time of need, whether it's rape, murder, car accident, they're there for you. So my truck is completely wrapped in back to blue, 80%, 20% Trump 2024, of course, because I feel he'll be back, no doubt. And I go around and try to hold some rallies to back to blue.
And so, yeah.
You
so
think I can get on Trump's show
Well,
pretty soon about this topic?
I'm thinking. Yeah. So the 16th, Sunday, the 16th, I'm having a back to blue rally out of Wayland, New York, Victory Park, and we're going to travel down through
Wayland.
Big
Wow.
time.
Wayland,
Way down there.
Cohocton.
Wayland.
Yes. So we're going to travel around down there, Dansville, Perkinsville, and Cohocton, and then back to Wayland. And really looking forward to it. Getting a good crowd. Mike Carpinelli will be there to speak. So we're really looking forward to that.
That's exciting. So where does it, where can people find out more information on your Facebook page?
On my Facebook page.
Matt Fritz.
Yes. One of the 8 Facebook pages I have.
Oh my God.
I'm in Facebook jail on 7 of them, 6 or 7 of them.
How do they know that they have the right one? Is
It's-
it the one with information on it?
Yeah, well, it's the one with the American Eagle on it that's on the hood of my truck that says never forget for 9/11. But the Back the Blue rally is out of Wayland. So if you type in Back the Blue Wayland, it pops
it'll,
right up.
It'll come
Yep.
up.
That's WEILAND. No, WAY.
WAYLAND.
L-A-N-D,
So they had
yeah.
the potato festival. You kidding me? But they did away with that, I guess.
The potatoes all got COVID and died.
Yes.
Hey,
It-
go ahead.
I'm sorry. The day before, I'm also at a bikini car wash out in. I wanted to give that a little bit of shout out.
Seriously?
Yes. So I don't know if which one's going to be
Somebody
more
hit the
exciting.
Are you
eject
wearing a
button on
bikini?
that chair.
Huh?
Are you wearing a bikini?
Yeah, I have it on right now. I was going to show you.
Yeah.
But after I took a look at that needle, I'm like, never mind. But yeah,
You're
out
gonna
in Geneva.
vaccinate 70% of people by July 4th.
So it's going to be an exciting weekend that weekend. So I got a full plate there.
Wearing a bikini. You've never been married. You're not a married guy, right?
I have never been married. I will never be married because and it's not that
I'm
and I
sure
don't-
nothing's wrong with you.
No. Well, the deal is this. I believe, never mind. I'm not going to go down that road. But I just
nothing's wrong
believe,
with
I don't know. I'm a carefree, crazy guy. I mean, I've been engaged a couple times. I have numerous female friends.
you.
So everything's good. I told nothing wrong with that.
We the people.
That's right.
So yeah, you made waves in Mendon because of that community.
You know,
Very, very ritzy community. Did not want Matt to have all his Trump paraphernalia outside his house. And I'm sure they were equally mortified when the FBI shows up in town looking for it.
Well, the best part about that is an inside story. I won't name drop, but in Mendon, the gentleman that was showing up about the signs, like I said, I'm not going to name drop. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but they were big supporters of Trump, and were actually a neighbor seen me hand them a Trump flag because I sell the merchandise, and they call it's just unbelievable. It really is small town.
I mean, here you are. I mean, you can't even go to a rally in Washington, D.C. where you didn't enter the Capitol building.
Well, Matt
right?
did.
You haven't seen my selfie at Nancy's desk?
No, that's not true. That's not true. You did not. Neither one of you did.
No.
But and the FBI comes to visit you just because you attend a rally in Washington, D.C., and then you attend a baseball game outside at your son's high school, and you're arrested for not wearing a mask.
You misspoke. We attended a riot in Washington.
An insurrection.
An absolute riot.
I beat the FBI, but I didn't beat Swoop One Security.
Where are we?
Yeah, that's a
I
great
mean,
question.
honestly, what are we doing?
Do you know what I learned from this whole thing today? Chad has gotten to a point now where he uses himself in the third person when he talks.
Nice.
And
He's big time.
he realized what pisses me off more than anything else.
You know what was really funny when the FBI showed up at my house is they said we didn't have any problem finding it. I had Don and Milani on the porch, Don waving 8-foot signs everywhere. It was funny. It was funny.
His neighbors love it. All right. That is going to do it for our show today. Matt, are you going to be on tonight on Facebook doing a live?
I will go back. Yes, I'll be on Facebook Live. I also do
What are
real.
you talking about? Do you know?
Probably the Back the Blue, a little bit of everything about the show here. I'm going to cover everything with Chad. Chad, you going to be on my show tonight?
If I'm not in jail, if Kimberly doesn't kill me and I get home without getting arrested.
Let me give you a piece of advice just for future reference, right? When there's a big story.
We should have come on. We should have come on Sunday.
Why didn't you call me?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it.
I
was
Wait
at
a
home
minute.
licking my wounds.
Again,
we
you're
wait
killing
all
me,
week for
Smalls.
this show, and you're going to cut it off 15 minutes early?
He's got to go to a baseball game.
No, the hell with him. He can just leave.
He's got
Lock the door on his way out.
But
I'm not going to a baseball game. I'm going grocery shopping.
The reason I
Just
bring
wear a
up
mask no matter what you do.
the reason I brought up the fact are you because these two guys are married. I'm married.
Yeah, Chad and I are married.
And you're not married. So
We are. Are we married? Yeah, we're married.
so my question, you've
To
heard
each
about
other.
Bill Gates.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's getting divorced, right? So Bill
bastard.
Gates, and they've been married for 27
Yeah,
years.
something like that.
I mean, they've been married a long
The
27
babies.
years.
Who gives a shit?
She's a year older than me. And they have 3 kids. I think the oldest is 24 and the youngest is 17, still in high school, something like that. But this is a $130 billion couple. Now, I don't know if you knew this about Bill Gates, but he's the largest farm owner in the country. Did you know that? He owns more farmland
Is he a real estate agent?
than anyone else. I don't think so.
So does she get Kansas in the divorce then?
I don't think he owns any farmland in Kansas, but he does in Nebraska and in Arkansas and in Mississippi and
Okay.
in Louisiana
You were
and the
close.
state of Washington. And
When you said farm, I thought you were going to start spelling the PHARM pharmaceuticals.
right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's where I thought you really were going.
No, farmland, like actual acreage. He owns thousands and thousands and thousands
Of course.
of acres across this country. He is the largest farm owner of acreage land.
Farming what? Do you
Yeah.
have any idea?
I don't know. I would assume in
Prob-
Nebraska it's probably corn
Marijuana.
or wheat. No. I mean,
Hippie lettuce.
It's probably placeholder land for the Russian army or the Chinese army or something.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
I don't know, but I thought that
once
was
they take
That's
us
unbelievable.
over.
And I
particularly
seriously, I've
interesting.
never heard of that.
So
Never
there's
heard.
one guy who owns the majority of farmland
Good question,
in
Elizabeth.
this country. It's a little bit. If he has all these farms, why does he want us to eat synthetic meat? Ugh, disgusting. To even the thought of it. Meat in general, I don't eat. But anyway,
It's not what I heard, but anyway, that's a whole nother story.
So he had this. Okay, when you guys got married, I'm not talking to you because no one will have you.
He almost
But
got married.
He
Poor
almost
man.
got married. Did you have like a thing, a pact,
Thing?
some kind of a promise?
I
that you would-
used to have a thing.
Like,
I
hey,
still have a thing.
Thursday nights I'm playing poker with the boys, or I get one freebie with some strange girl twice. I mean, did you have any pack going into the marriage? Because Bill,
we had a pack. I just do what she tells me to do.
you're a smart man.
No.
You are the smartest man ever. But here's the thing. Bill Gates and his wife had a pact that he would get to spend one long weekend with a former girlfriend
Really?
a year. She was a venture capitalist, 5 years older than him. She's 70 now, but in the 80s, that was like his first major girlfriend. Because look at him. He's a geek, right? It's part of the geek squad.
Yeah, but he's got money.
He's got money, but he didn't have money then. He'd started up his company in 1975. He didn't have money in 1981 yet. He was hoping to have money, but he didn't. So this was like his first love, right? You never forget your first love. And isn't that what they always say? I don't know.
No, this big microphone, this big flat.
It's your
I
first.
forgot mine.
but no, I mean, so in his marriage, whatever contract, it said he's allowed one weekend a year, long weekend, with this woman at her Outer Banks mansion in
Wow.
North Carolina. I kid you
Bizarre.
not. How bizarro is
The
that?
hell's up with
strange.
that?
Is
That
that
is-
the
that
I mean,
is-
if your wife said, "Listen, honey,"
I didn't get that. I didn't get that deal.
Well, I never had that problem because I didn't have any other girlfriends.
I've never been married, so I don't have that problem.
yeah, I'd chop it off because they're doing the deed from the time he gets there until the time he leaves,
know,
right?
bobbing.
They're just, yeah, right.
Ooh.
I mean, that's the strangest thing to me is to say, hey, I want to take a vacation with another woman one time out of the year, honey. And now we're going to write that into the marriage contract. And that's going to be
Wait,
the
just
thing.
once a year?
Wow.
Why didn't he negotiate for more? He needed a better lawyer.
Once every hour?
You know what? I'm just going to say it's.
I would make sure I turned the air conditioning down in the house as low as it could go.
It's.
I tell him only if he wears a mask.
Only if he wears that. All right, that is going to do it for
Only if he
today's
wears
show.
this.
Chad, we hope that you stay out of jail.
I'll try.
Well, wait a minute. If he goes to jail for 90 days, that'll give us some peace, right?
True.
I only got to serve 2/3 for good behavior, though. So I'll be out in 60.
Chad, your one phone call.
It's a hall pass. Yeah, they call that the hall pass. I don't know.
Yeah.
S-
Different zip code. It's not cheap.
Have you
We're
been
not
able to
going to
get-
let Kimberly get off the air right now.
Have you been able to get any work done at all? I'm just asking the question.
No,
Okay, very
a
good.
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well,
What else can we talk about? Come on.
no, we got lots
No,
of stuff,
we're
but
gonna-
that's
We're too
that's
busy on
gonna do
other
it.
shows.
Kimberly's Revolution, produced by Rockbox Recording, and if you get a chance, see Bottom Feeders. We want to say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Matt Fritz.
Thank you for
Thanks,
having me.
Matt.
Right,
You're welcome.
and
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
by the way, my show will start on Monday. Monday.
Are we sure?
What
Is that
time?
the real deal now?
Monday. What time? 7:00. Monday,
7 at
7
night?
o'clock for my solo show.
All right, so I'll do my show every night at 6 o'clock then.
Are we good with that?
My show will be Real
we'll smack
Talk.
the lights
Real
over.
Talk with Matt Fritz on YouTube.
Real talk.
Real Talk with Matt Fritz.
Real
on
Talk
YouTube.
with
Once
Matt
I get it
Fritz.
up and running. But
Someone says do a show from jail. I don't know if that's a good idea.
I got to get arrested again.
I don't know if that's a good idea. What do we say?
I don't remember. God bless. Be kind to others.
Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.